Okay, good morning, wake up. We're reaching up, leaning all the way over and all the way over. Find as much stretch as you can in your side. Think about lengthening through your spine as you do this, not just crunching down into your side, actually trying to make your spine a little longer. It's a good psychological ploy for me because I always wanted to be taller. Let's come back to center and reach up. And we're going to circle like you're making a halo around your head. So I want you to pull back without flaring your ribs and come forward. So we're going around your head. A lot of shoulder mobility. And reverse it. One more. Let's actually go into lazy backstroke. Let's do about two more on each side. Not too many, just to get what the feel is. Get that stretch all the way through your shoulder to your hand. And then let's bring our hands around our shoulders and we'll circle out. Nice. Good. And then let's punch our arms out, thumbs forward. We make those tiny little circles. I'm going to change the view so that you can tell me if you like looking at snapshots of everybody or if you just want to see me, but now you'll only see me. So, and let's flip it back and go the other way. Feel that stretch going down your bicep, down your forearms, into your hands. And then we're going to do doorknobs, but we're not just turning from the wrist, we're turning your whole arm in the shoulder socket. And let's take our arms down and start swinging them back and forth. Let your fingers go, let the tension go. Good. So I think of today's workout as analogous to Tuesday's workout. The two workouts work together. You're working complementary body parts. The lifting aspect is still going to be mostly on chest and back where we want to go heavier. It's hard to do heavy lifting other than the one arm row with your back if you don't have gym equipment or things to pull on or cables and such. It's come down to the hips. So we're going to play around with that, but we'll still get the work in. Lots of movement, the basic lifts because chest and back, it's important for holding us upright. 10, and then hula hoops. Nice big hula hoops. Let's go 5 one way, 5 the other. And reverse. And let's do a couple of figure eights each way. So front to back on one side, front to back on the other. Repeat. And then you have to stop the momentum and reverse it and go back to front. I know it's not Monday, but this always makes it feel like a Monday, right? And if you get confused and you don't know how to switch direction, it's not the end of the world. You're still moving your hips. So hands on your knees. Let's bring them in together, out and around. And as you're doing this, I want you to think about edging around the outside edges of your feet. You don't need to exaggerate it like I am. I want you to see, I just want you to feel it. Make sure you can feel the inside of your arch. Make sure you can feel the outside of your foot, your heel, your toes. Let's go the other way just for a few. It's like we, got wound up. Now we have to unwind. Here we go. Okay. Let's go down to the ankles. So all the chest and back work, not the hard bonnet. They're the bigger muscles that support your shoulder. And oftentimes when we get in trouble with our shoulders, it's because we tend to do everything with our arms and not think about engaging. And you shouldn't have to think about it, but it helps to think about it because then it becomes an automatic process where you learn how to co-contract and use the bigger muscles to support smaller muscles. Take your feet nice and wide. And it also helps keep us upright while we're getting older. Everything wants to curl forward, right? We're all gonna have nice posture. And let's hold it on one side. See if you can flip those toes up so you're rotating from the hip. Some hips do it better than others. Some of us have brand new baby hips and they do everything. There we go. Let's go to the other side. Get that nice big stretch on the inner thigh and then flip your toes up. Get that stretch all the way down your leg. You do not have to be in a, what do they show in CrossFit? The Cossack squat with your butt on the ground, and not necessary. And then come back together. Walk your feet in about 2 steps or to a comfortable short stop stance. And we're going to lift up onto your toes on one foot, lift up onto your toes on the other. So try to stay nice and calm and just lift your leg without moving the rest of your body. You might go up and down a little bit, that's okay. But side to side is too much. There we go. And then we're going to try taking both up at the same time. So lifting up and coming down. Just heels up, heels down. Good. Whoop. It's a balance challenge. Good. And back to our short step position, let your legs relax. We're going to drop the shoulder. Take a big inhale here. Let it go. Go to the other side. Inhale here. Expand through your rib cage and let it go. And then go side to side 10 times. Each side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Loosen up your back. And then roll it up. Very nice. I'm going to grab a drink. And we are going to need a heavier weight for a movement prep. The bands for our lower body, the loop bands, one of the heavier ones because our legs are strong. And yeah, that's it. So we're going to start with the loop band. And we're going to put it around our ankles. And we're going to do a countdown side step. Wait till I see everybody has band on. Not only do you have to get the band on, but then you have to stand up with the band around your legs. So as we're doing side steps with the band around your ankles, I want you to think about good posture, settling down into a little bit of a squat so you feel like your hips are holding you. So we're going to stay in this position the whole time. And we're going to take it 10 steps down, 10 steps back. You go whatever way you can. You can open the door and go into the hallway. 6, 7, 8. And think about leading with your hip or your upper thigh. Don't let your knee turn or your toes turn and push your way into it that way. Keep the work in the hips. Okay, and when you come back to 10 to the start, we're going to go down and back for 8, and then down and back for 6, then 4, and then 2. So here comes 8. Hold that squat. Good. And down for 6. And then 4. We're not done yet. If you need a break, take a break. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. If you want to have fun and your hips aren't burning yet, 1 and 1. And give yourself a hand, give those muscles a break, and kick that band to the side. We're not going to use it again. Hang on. There we go. I'm getting credit for this. I forgot to set my watch. Okay, grab a heavy weight or a kettlebell if you have one. You only need one. If you only have light weights and your hand is okay, double up those weights in one hand. We're going to start with a basic penguin walk. So your feet are under your hips. So you're not too wide, not too narrow. Ankles are going to stay flexed, knees stay locked. And this is a penguin walk or a march. So your hip is hiking up one side at a time. If you put your hands on your waist, you can feel your obliques. One side's crunching, one side's lengthening. That's the start. When we load one side, we're teaching your spine how to stay balanced. So it's like a suitcase carry, but you're doing this funny walk. Okay, so shoulders back and down. Weight is down on one side. Doesn't matter what side you start with. And we're going to go for 30 seconds on each side. And you can make this a walk if you want, or you can just stay in place. Just think about pulling that hip up, keeping your legs straight, your ankle stays flexed. You can turn your toes out and waddle like a penguin, or you can keep your toes forward. I don't care what your toes are doing. And let's switch sides. 30 seconds here. Focus on pulling that hip up. Knees are straight. 10 more seconds. And then we put this down, and you don't have to do them again until next Thursday. 3, 2, 1. And maybe you felt the difference side to side in your legs, how they felt when they were marching, how they felt when you had the weight on one side or the other. Just notice it. And take a second here. Pop your hips out side to side. We are going to do side bend. So I will show you here without the wall because I can. You're going to be arm's length away from the wall. Maybe I will, if you can still see me okay. So my hand is shoulder height against the wall. My arm is straight. You can spread your fingers out. You can be closer, you could be farther, whatever's more comfortable, but you're going to take one arm up and then bend over. So where we are crunching with that last move, now we're lengthening and we're getting a huge arm stretch too, with the arm pressed into the wall. So we're doing 10 of these. So keep an even distance between your ear and your bicep. So we're not crunching over, we're not doing this and leaving your arm up. Let everything move together. Okay, let's do 2 more because I've lost count. Good. And then we'll turn around and go the other way. So excuse my back. So maybe I'll do it this way. I'll put my hands on the sacred mat. There we go. So arm up, press into the wall, and then reach towards the wall. Inhale as you stretch, exhale as you come back to standing. Okay, and then the last bit of upper body movement prep is going to be on the floor. We're going to do upper body rolling, a little bit different than what we did on Tuesday. And Tuesday we kept an arm as a post and we rotated our lower body, and that was more shoulder stability. Now we're working on thoracic mobility. So you feel free to watch. We're going to start laying out on the floor, palms up. You're gonna pretend you don't have legs, but if you need them, use them. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, you're gonna reach, 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 reach. Try to bring your hand to the other hand, shoulder up towards the ceiling, and then come back. So we're rolling. You can turn your upper body. You don't have to keep it flat on the ground, but try not to use your legs if you can. We're gonna do 5 on each side. And you might notice one way feels easier than the other, because we're all tighter on one side than the other. We all have postural habits that perpetuate that. And this is a nice way to tune into that and start to do something about it. You can't do something about anything if you don't know it's happening. So there's a lot of noticing. Good. So 5 on each side. Okay. And you should be feeling ready to move, or at least to balance, because that's what comes next. I'm gonna move this like I did on Tuesday. Move the computer so you can see me. We're gonna do a variation on the single leg at the wall with the weight. Well, we did a band on Tuesday. So what we're gonna do with this weight, it can be a dumbbell, it can be a kettlebell. I'm gonna face you for a moment. I'm sorry I'm on an angle. My bench has an angle. I feel like I'm a Batman here. So you're gonna be 1 foot pressed into the wall, just like we were on Tuesday, but instead of taking the band and doing this, we're going to take a weight and go forwards and backwards. So you're swinging the weight on each side of your body. So use a wall. So you're like this. There you go. Your knees don't have to be aligned for anything. Your feet need to be hip width apart. We're going to sink down into that little squat. And if you look down, your knee should be over your arch and not way back here. We want to be a little bit forward, and then we're going to take the weight and swing it forward and back. 3, 4, we're going for 12, 6, 7, 9, be careful, you don't drop the weight on your foot. And then we switch sides, so we do 12 on the other side. So the weight just is likely to throw you a little bit off balance. This leg is likely to throw me off balance. So settle in, find your balance on that leg, hold yourself through your glutes, and let's go. 12 on this side. Good. And let's put the weight down. And I'll move you back so we're not on a funny angle. Okay. Our lifts are hip hurdles, which are on the floor, a banded row with rotation. So we're going to get a long band and row with a rotation. We're going to use our weights to do a pec fly. So when we did the press, we were working more in the middle of the chest tissue. With the flies, we're working out here. If you are pushing your weight with the press, use about half that weight for the fly. If you are new to doing pec flies, keep it really light. That's a-okay until you know what the move is. And the key with the pec fly is your arms are always bent. You're always going to be that slight bend like you're wrapping your arms around a beach ball at the top. So we're not flinging our arms out like that with straight arms. We're keeping a soft bend in that elbow. And then, ta-da, we do the front foot elevated split squat, which I might curse myself out over if you're not already cursing me out over. But let's get started. Hip hurdles. You need something on the floor. You may or may not use it, but we're gonna try because I don't know what you guys can do. So we're gonna sit with our feet in a tiny little straddle. You know me, I'm not that flexible. You learned that on Tuesday. I want you to flex your toes up to the ceiling and press your knees down. If you need support holding this position, rest yourself on your knuckles, but try not to lean too far back because we are going to lift, lift, lift. So we're going to go for 10 lifts on each side. So first set, we're just lifting. It also works to have your hands forward to kind of help hold you upright as you're doing this. So you see what's better for you today. And when you're done with one side, we'll go to the other. Nice. Lock your knees out. Don't let them bend. Take it slow. Your thighs, your quads should feel like they're cramping with this. Okay, so second time around, you get a little break right now. We're going to do this. Go up and over something. But your leg has to be locked out straight. So our row, whatever kind of band you have, I happen to have a giant loop. It doesn't matter. I'm pretending it's a flat band. You're going to wrap it around your feet. And you're going to anchor one end just below your knees. And I'll see if I can even, yeah, I need to give myself a wee bit more slack. There we go. So what we're going to do is reach and rotate. So you're going to row with those beach ball in your elbow. It's like you're doing a fly, and look over your shoulder. Pretend you don't have a car that has a video camera. 2. We all used to be able to do this, and we've all lost the, no, most of us lost the ability because we don't need to rotate if we can see behind us by looking forward. And then we get to about 10, we'll switch sides. One side is going to feel more natural than the other. 2. Look as far as you can. So that's the second exercise. Third is the pec fly. So I'm going to grab 2 dumbbells for that. And if you have a bench, you can use a bench, or you can just be down on the floor. When you're learning this, the floor is safer because you can't drop your elbows too low. Wait till everybody gets settled down. We're going to bring the weights to our elbows, press them up to the ceiling, create that width underneath your collarbone and across your back. And then we're going to fly. Soft bend in your elbows, all the way up like you're hugging a beach ball. Well, that's another reason why I like doing chest work. They're hugging muscles, right? We all like hugs. Now we get to strengthen the muscles that help us hug. Looks good. Okay. Then when you're done, bring the weight safely down. And we'll go into our front foot elevated split squat. If taking your foot off the floor seems impossible or too awkward or too unbalanced, you can do the split squat on the floor and not lift a foot. So there's a giant lunging step, but then you're in the chute, kind of sinking straight down in the middle. So both legs are working more or less evenly. For the front foot elevated, I'm not so picky about how far back you are. You're just gonna have one foot up on a step. And from here, we're gonna lunge down. This is sometimes called a deficit lunge because your knee can come down lower than the heel of your front foot. So everything is forward. We'll use no weights this first time. 10 to 12. And in this way, you're doing more with the back leg than you are with the front. Okay. Sink that knee down as low as it'll go. And think about sinking straight down instead of pushing so far forward. There you go. Beautiful. Now that you got it on one side, let's go to the other side. Did I tell you it's helpful to have a wall next to you? 1, 2. Should be getting a really big stretch on that back leg. 6. Okay. And when you're all done, shake your legs out. Give your quads a little break before we go down on the floor and ask them to work again. Grab a drink, do some butt kicks, get a stretch. The sun was supposed to come out today. Looking out my window, it's snowing again. It snowed last night. Today was supposed to be sunny. It's winter. What can you do? Okay. Let's go another 20 seconds or so, and then we'll sit down on the floor and we'll play around with those hip hurdles. And if you've got your camera down low, I will give you a watch and see how you're doing. So most important is with that move, let's come down. Think about like yoga, they give the instruction of lifting your knees and engaging your quads. So I want you to think about pulling everything up, and that's going to hold your knee in place. So you're not lifting with a bent knee. You want to lift leg locked out straight, and you can absolutely give yourself support. If it felt impossible, lean back a little bit. It's going to change the angle and the weight of your body on your pelvis and make it a little bit easier, which is not a sin to make something easier, so you can do it. So, and if you can sit up all the way, Let's do it. So we're going to play with the height that we can hurdle over. So for now, the dumbbell is on its side. By week 4, hopefully, we'll see if we can get to that, where we go up and over, and you get all my sound effects. Let's start with the dumbbell down and find your position that works for you. We're going to lift up and over for 10. 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm cramping 2, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, a little bit of hip mobility too. So if you're feeling it in your hips, maybe there's something else going on. Here we go. Mostly people complain about the cramp they get in their thighs. Okay, side 2, up and over. Tall posture. Even if you're on an angle, still a tall posture. Nice. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to grab a different band because I have more bands than you can shake a stick at. The giant loop just wasn't doing it for me. So I'm back to a flat band. There's one lesson you can take from these classes. There is very little dogma. There are ways of doing things right. There's ways of avoiding getting hurt. But if one band works for you and another band doesn't, use the band that works for you. If one weight works for you, use what works for you. Okay, so we're going to anchor that band. You can bend your knees, sit up tall on your sit bones. I did not give you that clue last time. And we're going to pull out and back. So it's like a high, wide row. When we one-armed row, we kept everything close to your body. With this, we're up higher and going wider. 6. Make sure you can see over your shoulder. Good. Good. And then when you get to 10 or 12 or whatever your number is, switch sides, then we'll go the other way. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's find our weights. Come down on the floor. We'll go into our Pec Flies. If you don't want to increase the weight, but you want to increase the challenge, you don't have to, but here's an option. Take a big breath in, exhale, make sure your back is on the floor, resting, that you're not arched up or ribs popping forward. You can try doing these with your feet up in tabletop. Your core is going to work a little bit harder. You don't have to, but options, always options. 1, 10 to 12 flies. I think I'll do them half and half. Feet down, feet up. Good. When you get to 10 or 12, tuck your knees in, roll yourself up, and we're going to go back to our split squat. So if you're on the floor, try doing this with weights. Add a little bit of resistance if you're feeling ready for that. If you are using the step, we're just going to use one weight in the hand opposite whatever leg is in front. but keep it light if you're ready. If you're not ready, I can't do anything about it except coach you through doing it without weights. So you build up to what you can do. I don't get mad when you modify what I'm doing to make it work for you. Nobody should get mad at you for modifying things. Okay. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot way back. See if you can find your big toe throughout this whole thing. It's going to help with balance. It's tricky, but it works. So the weight's on the inside and we're going down. So you get a little bit of internal rotation at the hip with this. You don't have to work for it. It just naturally happens the way the weight is and the way your body moves. So I just want to say every day feels different with your balance. With your strength, how stable you're feeling, how much sleep you got, how much else is going on in your life. Let's switch sides. Sink it straight down and up. Good. Let's take a little break, and I think we can do those for a third set. I think we have enough time. I just want to show you when we're doing those split squats, if the weight, front leg and the arm are on opposite sides, when you come down, you're asking this hip to rotate internally. Internal rotation is something we lose really easily. It's also the first sign that something's wrong with your hip, I learned last year. So, so this is for internal rotation. There's nothing wrong with the weight on the outside of your leg. This promotes more external rotation. Both are excellent. I just want to point out the difference. So if you think you need one over the other, you know how to modify. Okay, third round. We got this. I don't know, maybe Tuesday was longer. Maybe Tuesday I was chatting too much. I feel like we're moving through this a little bit faster, a little smoother. So anyway, I'm not increasing the height of my dumbbell. We have 3 more weeks to do that. So let's just get used to that straight leg. You're pressing down into the floor, toes are up to the ceiling, going up and over. When your arms are pressed out, you're engaging your core a little bit more, up and over. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And when it starts to cramp, you can go as fast as you need to. There's not a pace thing here, right? You don't have to suffer. It hurts already. 10 on the other side. 6, 7. Whew. Shake it out. Okay, banded row. Hopefully you're sitting down next to your band. Good. So I'm anchoring the band kind of a couple inches below my knee. That's just because of the length of my band. I picked up the short purple one instead of the long purple one. Bands keep migrating here. So let's go, 10 on each side. Rotate. Big pull. You've done this twice now. See if you can get more rotation out of this third time. Keep your elbow up. Elbow up, palm down. when you get to 10. Set up on the other side. So anchor, Sherry, anchor your right hand on your leg so that it's not moving also. So your right hand is on the leg, the left arm is moving. Okay. Is everybody done? We're all going different paces. I see lots of bodies on the floor. Okay, let's do our pec flies if your weights are handy. Isn't it nice we do 3 exercises on the floor? How rude of me to give you a split squat at the end to make you get up and fight gravity. Here we go. Okay, beach ball, spreading your arms apart, bring them back in. 2, 3, 4. And 10. Okay, so the last little bit of work is doing that split squat. Choose whatever side you want to hold the weight on. If you're holding a weight, if you're using a step. If you've got questions about this and you're not sure how to set up, give me a call, set up a Zoom, and we'll figure it out. So I'm going to angle a little bit so I can see you better. And again, that front foot, I want you to find your big toe and press into it. And make sure you're not, as you're coming down, I tend to lose my big toe. A lot of people tend to lose the big toe. The big toe is important. So let's sink it down and up. Eight, nice. 9. And you get your 10 done, let's go to the other side. 2. Okay, moving forward, you're just going to need 1 pair of light weights and not even right away. So you can clear your floor space, grab a drink, and I will meet you on the floor. So Tuesday, we did prone W's. Today we're going to do prone Y's. But we're going to work on lifting your back first. So we're going to build. So you're going to start like this with your palms down, or palms up, doesn't matter. And I want you to press into your forearms and lift up and come down. Up and come down. And that might be enough for you. If we add on, it looks like this. Lifting up, getting that back extension, arm up, and down. It's hard to talk when you're doing this. So maybe today, let's just focus on pressing into your arm to engage your back muscles and then lowering back down. You might even feel like you're dragging your arms in towards your body. Your arms are out like a Y, so they're not right in front of you, they're not out to the side. Kind of that nice 45-degree angle. Use the pressure of your forearms to help your back build that strength. And when you've had enough of that, good job. Come back into child's pose. Every time we put our back into extension like that, we rest it by going into flexion. And the second core move we're going to do, which will soon take up the whole thing, and I'm going to move the Ys to Tuesday, we're going to try a Turkish Get Up. Turkish Get Up is really bizarre. We're just going to do the first few steps multiple times on each side. We're not going to come all the way up to standing. But you start, how can I face you best? Laying down, one leg is out 45 degrees and the arm matches. So arm and leg on my right side. Why don't we do it all this way? Left knee is bent, the right side is out 45 degrees. This one is really hard for me to think in mirror terms. So if I'm on the right and you're on the left, I will often give you cues for my right, which doesn't make sense for you. So we're going to start here. And my temptation is to pull my heel into my butt. I want you to slide that foot as far forward as you're comfortable, where you can still press into your whole foot and get a little bit of a lift. Your left arm is going to make a fist, and you're going to make a post up to the ceiling like we did with the rotations on Tuesday. So from here, take a big breath in, exhale, roll up onto your elbow, and then roll back down. And we're going to do that 3 times. So here's 2. Make a fist, keep that tension there. 3. Hold it up here. If you just went back down, you get a 4th one. From here, you're going to come up onto your wrist. You have to put all your weight on it. So we're going to go elbow to wrist, elbow to wrist, down to your elbow, up to your wrist 3 times and hold. And then from here, you can adjust the angle on your hand as you need for your wrist. We're going to lift up into a little bridge and come down. Lift up. I'm only coming up a couple inches. And then down. Nice. Okay. And then from here, we're going to come back down onto our elbow and roll it back down. If we put it together, it's a roll up onto your elbow, roll up onto your wrist, come up into a little bridge, and then down, down, down. And now we get to do side 2. Okay, so my right knee is up, my left leg is out, left arm is out, my right arm is the post. And from here, big breath in. On the exhale, you're lifting up onto your elbow. And roll it down. And think of it, it really is rolling. You're rolling to the side and up. You're not just doing a crunch, but you're getting all those abdominal muscles coordinating. So 3, we hold. Come on back up. There we go. And then just get used to shifting your arm. Hold this position, elbow to wrist, elbow to wrist, elbow to wrist. Nobody warned you about the crazy core exercises? Sorry. And then we're gonna hold it up here. Little lift and down, little lift and down. Last one, lift and down to your elbow, down to your back. And we're gonna put it together once. So we're gonna roll up to your elbow, onto your wrist, up into a little bridge, drop it down, lower down, nice and controlled, and roll it down. Whew. Nicely done. Okay, and we have a little shoulder finisher. So light weights, and then we stretch. Okay, so we're going to start with an upright row. So the weights are, I'm going to come closer so you can see. The weights are by your hip, and you pull up. Nothing goes above your shoulder. So we're going to do 8 rows. Make sure your shoulders aren't crawling up to your ears. Nice. Then we're going to do 8 forward lifts, forward raises. We're going to do 8 lateral lifts out to the side. Nothing ever comes above your shoulder. 6, shoulders getting tired yet? We're going to find our little mini squat, which comes in so handy for doing things like this, and do a rear fly or a rear delt fly. So you're going to keep those beach ball arms, right? We're not doing this straight. We're pulling up like you're spreading your wings for 8. Good. So just 8. Bring it down. Hands on your shoulders. 8 overhead presses. 2. 6. Good. So shoulders should be feeling a little tired. We're going to build on this as the month goes on. Let's shake those arms out, let the tension go. And roll your shoulders. Reach behind your back. Let's go for a chest stretch and a front of shoulder stretch. And then a shoulder stretch across the front. So don't let your shoulder pop up to your ears. And switch sides. Okay. So let's come down on the floor for the rest of the stretch. We're we're going to start on our bellies. So you can cross your hands, put your head on them face down, or you can turn your head. But we are going to engage one leg, lift up, and stretch over like you're crossing. And you can look the direction of the leg that's lifting and then come back down. So we're going to lift, pull over and stretch. And come back down. One more, up and over. And back and down. Side two, lifting up, crossing over, back down, up. So from here, relax your feet on the floor. You can let the tops of your feet hit the floor. We're not curling toes under. Here, we're gonna prop ourselves up on our hands. They can be out here if that's easier on your wrist. The goal is to look up and get a big stretch down the front of your body. If you squeeze your butt, you protect your back. So take your hands wherever you can, get a good stretch. Let's go for a few more seconds. Let your belly relax, let your abs relax. And then let's come back into child's pose with wide knees. Let your belly relax between your thighs and reach forward. Let your hips relax. We're going to take our hands over to one side. And take your hands over to the other side. As you're breathing, make sure you can feel your ribcage moving. Hopefully we're not all so tight that we can't use our ribs to help us breathe. And yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for just a little bit more. Then come up onto hands and knees, please. And we'll do some cat-cow. Just check in with how your spine is feeling. Should feel loose, looser. And wag the tail. So we're going to look over one shoulder and hike that hip towards it, and then go over to the other side. And it is almost 8:15 in California. We are done. So nice work this morning. Thanks for joining me. See you next week. Have a good weekend.